Content warning. The following video contains material that may be harmful or traumatizing to some audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome to the hit list. You can't escape your face on the news. Don't mess with fate. Locked up in prison, wood chipper running hot. Police on a mission, hope you don't get caught. Silver bracelets tight, get arrested tonight. In this endless fight, can't hide from the lies. Lies and deception, caught in the storm. Future in question, nowhere left to run. Silver bracelets tight, get arrested tonight. In this endless fight, can't hide from the light. The choices you made, heading one way. No turning back, this price to pay. Lies and deception, caught in the storm. Future in question, nowhere left to run. Silver bracelets tight, get arrested tonight. In this endless fight, can't hide from the light. The choices you made, heading one way. No turning back, this price to pay. Oh yeah, no, no, yeah, yeah, yeah. The choices you made, heading one way. No turning back, this price to pay. Oh. Whoa, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Tonight, an 11-month-old baby girl is in the hospital after her father and his girlfriend allegedly abused her. The couple is now facing several charges, including endangering a child in Summit County after they called 911 to report that a baby girl was not breathing.
Matt Rascone spoke with the responding officers, credited with saving the baby's life. We want to warn you now, the details are disturbing.
We got to get ahead that way.
It's the sort of call as an officer you do not want to get.
At 236, turn it that way. It's going to be a 1-year-old female who's not breathing.
An 11-month-old baby's life on the line at the Red Roof Inn in Springfield Township.
Over here.
You know, the children by far are the worst calls. They cut you to the core.
Officer Dan Fido said it was immediately clear her body was broken.
And to see the damage that was done specifically to this 11-month-old girl, it was pretty traumatic.
I don't have children, but seeing a newborn in that kind of condition, that kind of state's a very heart-wrenching thing.
She had no pulse. The officers quickly performed CPR.
It was a pretty good feeling when, you know, I put my hand on her chest and I could feel that heart beating.
If it wasn't for the actions of these two officers, she wouldn't be alive right now.
Officers rushed her to medics, and the focus shifted to the baby's father and his girlfriend.
Literally, we went Instacarting, we just got here, just checked in.
Police had a run-in with the same couple 11 days earlier at Kohl's, and the baby appeared healthy.
We got a 911 call about you guys arguing and throwing things.
No one was throwing anything.
Nobody was.
In this most recent incident, detectives say the couple from New York lied during interviews and blamed each other for injuries.
So there's no way that you could look at her and tell us that you didn't know she was injured.
I'm not the only party in this, and that the father did this.
Okay, well, I can't help you with your case right now.
Today, they're facing multiple charges as the baby girl fights for her life in the hospital. And police tell me Child Services in New York placed the baby with the father temporarily. She will be returned to her mother, who is also living in New York, when she's released from the hospital. They still don't know, though, the extent of the baby's injuries. Russ.
Okay. Matt Rescone in the newsroom. Thank you. Also in Summit County, a father and his girlfriend have now been indicted on multiple charges, including rape, after a 1-year-old girl was found unresponsive at a hotel. Jason Santos and Jamie Lee Hunt are facing 1 count of rape, 5 counts of felonious assault, and 2 counts of endangering children. Springfield Township police officers found the baby severely injured in a room at the Red Roof Inn last month. Tonight, we've learned that little girl is still in the hospital.
All rise. Thank you. You may be seated. I apologize for the delay. It's not typically how we handle matters here, so my apologies. We had a number of things to address with the attorneys before we could proceed. There are 3 individuals in the court Zoom waiting room.
Judge, one is the guardian, the other one is from Justice for Kids, and the other is a civil attorney.
Thank you. Good afternoon. I have allowed some individuals into the conference to participate and view the proceedings. Please make sure your camera is on, that you are stationary, and that you are on mute. Again, please make sure your camera is on, that you are stationary, and that you are on mute. And then we can proceed once everyone has handled that. You can have one other individual who I have sent a prompt to start her video. The name on the screen is Warner. Yes. I'm not sure if she's having technical problems.
Possibly. I think there might be some internet issues.
I'll give you a minute to make sure she's compliant with court procedure. And then we have Ms. Dennis here for victim advocacy, and I'm wondering if you've had an opportunity to communicate with the individual in Zoom.
I'm texting her, but she hasn't responded back.
She's left the conference, so I did not remove her. If you'd like me to give you a minute so that she has an opportunity to be present, I can do that.
Yes, Your Honor, please.
Sure. We'll take 5 minutes. And we did give you, sir, a media form. Okay, thanks. We're going to go on the record on State of Ohio versus Jason Santos. This is case number 24124036A. I have here Attorney Emily Hall on behalf of the State of Ohio. I have Attorney Chris Parker here present in person with Mr. Santos, who's also in person in custody from the Summit County Jail. I do have prosecuting witness representatives present by video, and I know Attorney Hall, you have victim advocacy here as well. I understand the parties have reached a resolution and that Mr. Santos wants to engage in a plea, so I'm going to first hear from the State of Ohio on that matter.
Yes, Your Honor, it is the state's understanding the defendant is prepared to plead guilty to the indictment in this case. The state, in exchange, will not be seeking a sentence of life without parole, which he is eligible for under count 1 of his indictment. And I just ask that you inquire of the defendant.
Thank you. Attorney Parker, I'll hear from you on behalf of Mr. Santos.
Your Honor, that is accurate. That is the substance of the discussions I've had with the state. I've had ample time to discuss this matter with Mr. Santos, and it is his intent to withdraw his former not guilty plea to the indictment and enter pleas of guilty to the counts against him in the indictment. I ask the court to inquire.
Good afternoon, Mr. Santos.
Good afternoon.
My understanding is that you are here today to accept responsibility for and plead guilty to a number of counts for which you have been indicted in this case and for which we're set for a jury trial on Tuesday of next week. Is that your understanding, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
I want to go over with you first what it means to plead guilty to any offense, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
First, it means you're giving up your right to plead not guilty, which you've done up until now, and to go forward and have the trial that we're scheduled to have. And you could have had your trial, Mr. Santos, in front of me or in front of a jury of 12 people. All 12 people would have had to agree that you're guilty before they could have found you guilty. And it would have been the prosecutor's burden to prove beyond a reasonable doubt each and every element of every offense that you face. That's their burden of proof. You understand that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Santos, you don't have a burden of proof, but you have rights available to you as a defendant. You have the right to cross-examine any witness that they would have called to testify against you. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
You have the right, sir, to subpoena witnesses and compel them to appear and testify on your behalf. Do you understand that as well?
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Santos, you have the right to testify yourself in court under oath. Do you understand that too?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, you don't have to exercise any of those rights. You have the right not to exercise them. And no one can force you to exercise those rights, and no one can hold it against you if you choose not to exercise those rights, including testify. So you can choose not to testify in a trial against you, and no one can hold it against you, and I want to make sure that you understand that.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have questions about the fact that when you plead guilty, you give up these rights?
No, ma'am.
So by pleading guilty, you're making a complete admission of your guilt to the charges that you're facing in this indictment. And then the court will find you guilty because you've made that admission. And these offenses will be recorded as a conviction on your record for each offense, and you will be sentenced. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
I want to make sure you also understand that there are consequences that are associated when you're found guilty of these offenses. And it's my job to make sure you understand them, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
At count 1, it's the count of rape. It's a felony of the first degree. You face a minimum period in prison of a life term with your first opportunity for parole after 25 years. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
And I wanted to make sure Attorney Hall and Attorney Parker that you have reviewed that and agreed that that is the minimum sentence that Mr. Santos faces for count 1, rape, a felony of the first degree.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Santos, you also, though, face the possibility that the court could impose upon you life without the possibility of parole. And that is a penalty that you face for this offense. I recognize that the state has agreed not to request that of the court. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
At count 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, those are 5 separate counts of felonious assault. Those are for specific incidents regarding this prosecuting witness's victim, okay? And so I want to make sure you understand that each of those counts carries a separate penalty. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Each of these is a felony of the second degree, Mr. Santos. And the important thing for you to know is that felonies of the second degree of this nature, they don't carry what we call a definite term. They carry an indefinite sentence. And an indefinite sentence consists of a minimum term and a maximum term. The minimum term for a felony 2 is anywhere from 2 to 8 years. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
The maximum term then, sir, is determined by calculating the minimum term and mathematically adding 50%. And so that's important for you to understand, because if your minimum term on a felony 2 is 2 years, which is the lowest minimum term you could receive, then your maximum term on that offense is 3, because it's 2 plus 50%. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have questions about that?
No, ma'am.
Mr. Santos, if you received an 8-year minimum term on that felony to second degree, then the important thing to understand is you could get a 12-year maximum term. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
And that's available for any one of these felony 2 counts. And the court is permitted to run consecutive or concurrent the sentences that are associated with these counts, which is important for you to know. Consecutive means stacked on top of each other. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
And it's hard to understand that when you have a term of life in prison, but what it means is that if I ran any of these terms consecutive to your term of life in prison, then your first opportunity for parole would change depending on what the sentence was, and it could be increased. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have questions about those penalties?
No, ma'am.
Your last 2 counts at 7 and 8 are endangering children. And they've actually been indicted at different levels of offense, and so it's important for me to make sure you understand that. Count 7 was a child endangering felony of the 2nd degree, which carries the same penalties as those felonious assaults, right? A minimum term of anywhere from 2 to 8 years, a maximum term of anywhere from 3 to 12, based on the mathematical calculation. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
The felony of the 3rd degree is at count 8, and that is called endangering children, but it's a different level felony. That offense carries a definite sentence, anywhere from 9 to 36 months. And again, counts 7 and 8 can be run concurrent, which means at the same time, or consecutive, which means stacked on top of the sentence for any other offense. And I want to make sure you understand that too.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have questions about that?
No, ma'am.
So, I've explained to you these minimum and maximum terms available for these felony 2 offenses. I've explained to you the penalty associated with a felony of the 1st degree rape. I've explained to you the definite term you could receive on a felony 3. You are not permitted to earn good time credit on a sex offense. And that's important for you to know, because on the felonious assault offenses, technically you would be eligible, but because you're serving a life term with your first opportunity for parole after 25 years at a minimum, it's important for you to understand that earned good time credit is not available on that sentence. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Typically, on an offense where you could earn good time credit, you could earn anywhere from 5 to 15% towards your minimum sentence for good behavior, and the court could deny that. They'd have a hearing on it if you did. It's important for you to know that typically on these indefinite sentences where I told you you can have a minimum and maximum term, typically, regardless whether you got good time credit, you would be presumed eligible for release when you finished your minimum term, unless the prison decided to keep you there for bad behavior. And if that happened, they would give you a new release date, and they would reevaluate your behavior, and they could do that over and over again until the maximum term. If your only sentence was for an offense like that, then no matter what your behavior was, you would have to be released at the end of your maximum term. Obviously, you wouldn't want to wait till you're at a maximum. But in this case, you understand, sir, that the heftiest penalty is the term of life with the first opportunity for parole after 25 years. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
And that can be run on top of other sentences that you receive. You understand that too?
Yes, ma'am.
It's important for you to know that the offense that you're facing is mandatory prison time. And that's on that rape offense. And so what that means is that you will not be eligible for community control, judicial release, other prison programming opportunities during that sentence. It means you will serve every day of that sentence until your first opportunity for parole. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, it's important for you to know that post-release control is a term of supervision given to people after they're released from prison by the adult parole authority. And it means they're supervised by the adult parole authority and that they are in charge of a person's behavior after prison. And they actually have the authority to send that person back to prison if they don't follow the rules. They can send you back 9 months every time you violate. They can send you back for up to half of your sentence or stated minimum term for the total of all your violations. And in fact, when somebody's out on PRC, if they pick up a new offense, a new felony, while you're being supervised, then your new judge can sentence you on your new case and add time consecutively. Remember, I told you that means stack it on top of the sentence because you picked it up while you're on PRC. And I'm advising you about it because your felony 2 offenses carry mandatory post-release control of anywhere from 18 months to 3 years. And your felony 3 offense carries a mandatory post-release control term of anywhere from 1 to 3 years. But I want to make sure you understand, post-release control does not apply to the rape offense. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
That is an offense for which, if you are eligible and you are granted parole at any time during your lifetime, you would be on parole. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
And so because of that, I think that is what's going to apply upon any release from prison, because that's going to be the longest sentence that you serve. Do you understand that, Mr. Santos?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have questions about that?
No, ma'am.
As part of your sentence, I can also impose upon you a fine. A felony 1 carries a $20,000 fine. A felony 2 carries a $15,000 fine. A felony 3 carries a $10,000 fine. I can impose court costs. Of course, I have to find that you have the present or future ability to pay that, and I don't believe that we're going to be able to find that if you're serving a life sentence in prison, but it's my job to tell you what the penalties are that are associated with the offense. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Santos, one big consequence that you face is that once you are convicted of, and because you pled guilty to this sexually oriented offense, this child victim offense, you will be determined to be a Tier 3 sex offender subject to community notification. And so what does that mean? It means that you would be required to register in person with the sheriff of the county in which you established a residence within 3 days of coming into that county, or if you were temporarily there for more than 3 days, okay? And I want to make sure you know registration for a sex offender centers around residency, employment, and education. So you would also be required to register in person with the sheriff of the county in which you established a place of education immediately on coming into that county. And the important thing to know there is if you established a place of education in another state, but you maintained a residence or temporary dwelling here, you would be required to register in person with the sheriff or the other appropriate official in the other state immediately upon coming into that state. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
I understand that these registration requirements seem far off to you because you are going to be imposed a term of life in prison with your first opportunity for parole at the earliest 25 years, and depending on if I stack any other sentence, longer than that. But it is important for you to know that you are still a Tier 3 sex offender upon conviction here, and that these registration requirements apply upon release. And so I've explained to you residency registration and education registration, but it's also important for you to know that you would have to register in person with the sheriff of the county in which you established a place of employment. And you have to do that if you've been employed for more than 3 days, or for an aggregate, a total of 14 days in a calendar year. And just like with education, Mr. Santos, if you establish a place of employment in one state, but you maintain a residence or temporary dwelling here, then you have to register in person with the sheriff or the official in that other state. Again, if you've been employed for more than 3 days, or for a total of 14 days in a calendar year. So that's important for you to understand. Also, employment includes volunteer services. Other registration requirements, Mr. Santos, that I'm obligated to tell you about are things like you have to provide the sheriff temporary lodging information, anywhere you're going to be at for any length of stay. If your absence is going to be 7 days or more, you have to give them that address and how long you're planning to be there. And then after you initially register, it's my job to make sure you know that you have to periodically verify those things. Your residence, your place of employment, your place of education, in person at the county sheriff's office, no earlier than 10 days before that verification date. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Santos, if you change any of those things, your residence address, your place of employment, your place of education. Then you have to give written notice of the change to the sheriff with whom you most recently registered, and to the sheriff of the county in which you intend to either reside or establish a place of education or work. And you have to do it 20 days before any change. You have to do it no later than 3 days after you change the employment. And it's important for people to understand that you are required to register even if you don't have a fixed address. Sometimes people are couch surfing or they don't have a stable residence. You still have to provide a detailed description of the place or places you intend to stay. And then no later than the end of the first business day, once you get a fixed address, you have to register that. There are other requirements that you need to know in accordance with federal law. You have to report any international travel to your registering authority. You have to do it no less than 21 days before you travel. You can be criminally prosecuted. And you have to provide written notice within 3 days of any change in your vehicle information, in your email address, any internet identifier, any telephone number that was registered to or used by you. You have to give that to the sheriff with whom you most recently registered. And these Tier 3 registration requirements, Mr. Santos, are for your lifetime. You have in-person verification every 90 days. My understanding is that your expected residence address was Summit County. However, I know that you sent the court a letter recently that you wanted to be in New York. I don't have the authority to send you to a New York prison, but I want to make sure you remember what I told you about registration, and you will get this in writing as well. You are required to register in person in another state if you have any residence, education, place of employment. You understand that, Mr. Santos?
Yes, ma'am.
If you fail to register, if you fail to verify your residence at that specified time, or you fail to provide notice of a change in those things, the required information, you can be criminally prosecuted. And it's my job to make sure you understand those things, as well as understanding something that people sometimes don't realize is that you cannot reside within 1,000 feet of a school, a daycare, or a preschool. So now that I've explained these things to you, and I'm sure Attorney Parker went over them with you as well, I'm going to hand the form to Attorney Parker so that he can give it to you and you can sign those things that we've discussed. Do you have questions about those registration requirements, Mr. Santos?
No, ma'am.
Thank you. Mr. Santos, I've now explained to you all the penalties that are associated with the offenses for which you're pleading guilty, and I want to ask if you have any questions about those penalties.
No, ma'am.
Do you have any questions about the rights that you are giving up by pleading guilty?
No, ma'am.
And you understand again, sir, that this means that you have made a complete admission of your guilt and you will be found guilty and sentenced.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Santos, are you a United States citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you under the influence today of any drugs or alcohol or medication?
No, ma'am.
Has anybody promised you anything or threatened you to get you today to plead guilty to these offenses?
No, ma'am.
Mr. Santos, do you suffer from any physical or mental disabilities?
I got ADHD, bipolar disorder, post-traumatic stress disorder, depression, anxiety.
Okay. I appreciate the list of those concerns for which you are struggling. I want to understand from you if you're taking any medication for those disabilities.
No, I'm not.
Okay. Have you discussed in detail with your attorney the consequences that you face and the rights that you waive?
Yes, ma'am.
Have I told you today anything different than you understood before you walked in here today?
No, ma'am.
And again, you don't have any questions about that.
No, ma'am.
And the reason I'm asking that is because sometimes when we struggle from mental health concerns, it's my job to make sure that despite that struggle and despite those diagnoses, that you have a clear understanding of what you're doing today. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
And you do, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
What's your understanding about when you'll be sentenced, Mr. Santos?
I should be sentencing on Tuesday.
Yes, so that's my understanding from the parties that we've agreed, that you will not be sentenced today, you'll remain in custody, you'll be brought over on Tuesday for sentencing. Attorney Parker, that's your understanding as well?
It is, Your
Mr. Santos, have you had enough time to consult with Attorney Parker before proceeding today?
Yes, ma'am.
And has he gone over with you the things we talked about, the plea form, the charges, the consequences, the rights you're waiving?
Yes, ma'am.
Has he answered the questions that you have for him, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
I want to make sure you understand that any appeal in a criminal case would normally be filed within 30 days after your sentence. That's the rule. If you couldn't afford an attorney, the court could appoint one to represent you. But certainly accepting responsibility and pleading guilty to these offenses limits those rights on appeal. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Santos, do you have any questions, again, about the rights you're waiving or the consequences that you're facing?
No, ma'am.
Before I proceed to ask Mr. Santos for his plea, I want to make sure from the state of Ohio and from Attorney Parker, if there's anything that you feel that the court needed to address in this colloquy. Attorney Hall.
Nothing to say, thank you.
Thank you. Attorney Parker.
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Santos, understanding all the rights you're waiving and understanding all the consequences that you're facing,
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
going to ask you for each offense. How do you wish to plead to count 1, rape, a felony in the first degree?
Guilty.
How do you wish to plead to count 2, felonious assault, a felony in the second degree?
Guilty.
How do you wish to plead to count 3, felonious assault, a felony in the second degree?
Guilty.
How do you wish to plead to count 4, felonious assault, a felony in the second degree?
Guilty.
How do you wish to plead to count 5, felonious assault, a felony in the second degree?
Guilty.
How do you wish to plead to count 6, felonious assault, a felony in the second degree?
Guilty.
How do you wish to plead to count 7, endangering children, a felony in the second degree?
Guilty.
And finally, Mr. Santos, how do you wish to plead to count 8, endangering children, a felony in the third degree?
Guilty.
Mr. Santos, I do accept that you've entered your plea knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily, and I do find you guilty as to all 8 counts charged in the indictment. The court will proceed to sentencing on Tuesday. The court is not required to obtain a PSI for a prison term. The court has no intention of doing that, and so we will proceed. And I just want to look at the calendar and see what time we have to do that. It would be helpful if we could do that at 11 a.m. Does the state intend to have anyone speak on behalf of the state?
Okay, we will either have a letter or one speaker to the court by Monday.
Okay, and how about you, Attorney Parker? Okay, just for scheduling purposes. So we will proceed at 11 a.m. on Tuesday, April 21, with sentencing. Anything further from the state?
Nothing from the state.
Anything further from you, Attorney Parker?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Santos, anything else you want to address with the court?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Then this matter is adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.
He started walking away, and I turned. He was like, "Hey, little boy, why don't you come with me?" And I was like, "Nope, he's gonna stay with me." He's like, "Oh, I can sign something for him. I give you $1,000."
How old's your son?
He's 4.
This is wrong, and you know it is. I did not offer that guy $1,000 for his kid. Are you out of your mind?
Tuesday, October 15th, 2024, Jackson Township, Ohio. What begins as a routine stop at a gas station quickly turns into a situation that no parent ever expects to face. A stranger attempting to convince a 4-year-old boy to go with him. The interaction happens in plain sight in a busy location where the presence of other people would normally discourage suspicious behavior. But within seconds, what appears to be a trivial conversation turns into something far more concerning. I'm Tyler, and this is your daily dose of crime.
Hello?
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Officer Jackson Police. How are you, sir?
Good. How you doing?
Good, good. Hey, so I'm down here in this call, and I was reading the notes. I just want to make sure, was this, did this guy try to lure your son to the car, or?
Yeah. He was like, "Hey, kid, why don't you come with me?" And I was like, "Nope, he's gonna stay with me." He's like, "Oh, I can sign something for him. I give you $1,000." And I said no, and then he jumped in his car and took off.
He said he'd give you $1,000?
Yeah.
Oh my God. So what did, so how old's your son?
He's 4.
Well, let me ask you this. What are your thoughts when this guy did this? This guy seemed like, you were right there with him, this guy seemed like he was going to, did he drive off, aggressively? Did he look like he was about ready to take the kid, or what's your feeling?
It was weird, because, like, it threw me for a loop. It's like,
Right.
He asked me, like, he was like, hey, can you just tell me how to get to the bowling alley? And I was like, I mean, I've given people directions before, so, like, that wasn't anything.
Right.
And then he started walking away, and then turned, he was like, hey, little boy, why don't you come with me? And I was like, no. He's like, oh, I'll sign something for you. You'll see me on TV. I'll give you $1,000. And like, no. Like, and then he ran over to his car, and then he pulled out real quick before I could get us into my car.
Okay.
So it was like real fast. He was, and I don't know if they put this in notes, he was parked over on the Whipple side by where the air pumps are there. And then we were on, like, in front of Sheets on the Hills and Dales side. Almost all the way over to where the road kind of goes back that you go to the car wash through.
I got what you're saying. So he was over on the Whipple side by the by where the right by the entrance.
Yeah. So that's what I didn't know, like, if Sheets has any cameras or anything, because I told her it was a blue car. I couldn't catch the plate numbers. It looked like a New York plate, like the New York plates that have, like, the flag on the side.
Okay. What time did it happen?
It was probably about 6:40, 6:45.
Okay.
And then it wasn't like he was gone, so I didn't think I needed to call immediately. I wanted to get my son home before I made the phone call, just to, like, kind of keep him.
No, listen, I don't fault you one bit. Obviously, if it's something like that, then it's going to be a little bit more serious. We take it seriously, so we'll definitely do a report up on it. I'll try to get video, and we'll do a criminal child enticement on it, and so we definitely have to. It's something that we'll have to work on a little bit more. But is there any way that you could come tonight or tomorrow just to give us a written statement?
Yeah, I can come down there tonight. I got it.
Yep, I'm gonna go over to Sheets right now and see if they can, try to help us out with video here and see what information we can get.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, thanks. Appreciate it. Bye.
For investigators, the father's initial account immediately establishes the potential seriousness of the incident. This is not simply an uncomfortable conversation with a stranger, but an adult directing his attention toward a child who is standing next to his father. In that context, officers begin documenting every detail of the encounter, what was said, how the interaction began, and how the suspect reacted when the father refused the contact. Under Ohio law, situations like this are examined carefully because the offenses of criminal child enticement focus specifically on attempts to lure a minor without the permission of the parent or guardian. For that reason, from the very beginning of the investigation, officers not only record the father's statement, but also begin gathering any evidence that can confirm the sequence of events.
Come on back, sir. All right, thank you, sir. I mean, obviously, it's the nature of call. We can't let that wait till tomorrow if we don't have to. We're able to look at something tonight.
Oh, it's fine. I
know you guys are busy. I just busy time. I apologize.
You know where?
Yeah. So the vehicle
on this side.
It was on. The suspect vehicle was closest to Whipple, and then he was at the pumps right next to it. So it would have been, if you're going out right out here, outside here, right over at the first pumps closest to Whipple.
So it's on the pumps.
Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. He was right in front of the building here.
So he was.
So was that my error? Yeah, he was right in front of the building, and the suspect vehicle was parked in front of the building on the Whipple side by the carryouts. And it was definitely a dark blue sedan, and he said it looked like a New York plate with a flag on it.
Ah.
Yep.
Here we go.
That's.
This is the ice. These are the ice things.
Okay, so he come out that door, right over there, but the guy would have been on the other side. Is where the suspect would have been. So he would have been on the east side.
So
what car is yours? What were you driving? Okay, black Ford C-Max. So what time you got up there right now?
Right now is 6:53.
Okay, he would have been there at 18:41 or 6:41, right around there. Is that?
So this is 6:41.
Okay.
40. Where I'm
all right, so it should be somebody exit out that radar. Yeah. It's just approximate time. We'll just have to play through it. You said you were in a green jacket, right? Okay.
And what pump was he on?
No, he's gonna walk out the store right now. He paid inside the store. He's gonna walk out those doors. He said he paid at 6:41. And it walks out right there. It's got to be them right there. That's a guy right there. Yeah. So that's them too, and that was the guy that just walked away from him. Oh, there they are. Oh, that had to be the guy.
Did you get a picture of the tag?
Yes.
Yeah, we did.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
All right. And then I know, so you mentioned about getting a copy of it. Russ, have you been through doing a video request before?
Yes.
Do you know Bob, like where to go? Fill that out.
Yeah, I've done them before. I've done like 2 of them.
Okay. I gotta give you a ticket number anyways for it, so I'm gonna open that up here real quick.
Okay.
Let me get that, and I'll give that to you here, and then if you want, they said you still control the computer also. If you want to go to Bob and pull it up, that's up to you.
All right. Well, I'm gonna get out of here. You too, sir. Thank you.
I'm Sergeant. Are you the one that called from the Sheets incident? Yeah. Okay, for officer. Yeah, you can come in here and have a seat in the report room. He's on his way back. Okay. He's still at the gas station, just gathering some information.
I talked to him for about half hour, and he was still half hour ago.
Yeah. So, yeah, he shared a little bit of what happened with me already, and we just wanted to just get a statement from you on what you recall, what was said.
Yeah.
And I assume he got your son. That was your son, correct? That you were with.
Yeah.
Got his information for the report, hopefully, or
not yet.
Okay. So if you can put that on here, you know, like his address, so you can, if you want to pull one of the seats over, you can. But I just didn't want you to have to wait too long to give a statement. Just kind of put about, you know, kind of what happened as much as you can. You can write on the back if you have to. I mean, he said that he offered, you know, for $1,000 or something to that effect.
He's like, I'll have to sign something for you. I was like, no, we're good. He's like, well, I was gonna give you $1,000. He's like, and then I was like, no, and he like ran to his car. So,
had you guys been there very long when this happened?
Just a couple minutes. Just ran inside, got a bag of chips for him.
So you weren't like you don't think he was like watching you guys from like being there for a while, or?
Yeah, I mean, we may have like walked around a couple times just picking out which.
While you were inside, but other than that.
Yeah.
I don't. Do you think he was inside?
I have no.
Oh, you don't know.
Yeah, and I don't.
You didn't see him inside.
I don't want to speculate. You know. I didn't even see him until he started walking over to us.
Terrific.
So it's kind of
70-39.
All right. So.
For location.
Okay. Let me see. 6:40 after paying for chips at Sheets, Reese's. Son and I exited the building on the north side, headed to our car. Me and approached white, late 40s to 50. Asked for directions to the building, or the bowling alley near Walmart. I gave direction. He started to walk away. When he was about 10 feet away, he turned back and said, "Hey, little boy, come over here."
While officers review the security footage and collect the first details about the vehicle, investigators try to answer a key question: whether the contact was spontaneous or whether the suspect had been observing the location before approach. In cases like these, a person's behavior before the encounter can be equally as important as the interaction itself. Remaining in the area for several minutes, walking around the property, or waiting for a moment when a parent may be distracted would suggest that the approach was not accidental. For that reason, in addition to confirming the exact time of the encounter, officers attempt to reconstruct what the suspect was doing inside of the establishment before approaching the father and the child.
I said no and held my son. The man said he would sign an autograph for my son and he could see him on TV tomorrow. I said no and started to move backwards with my son. The man yelled and said, I was going to give you 1,000. He then ran to his blue car with appeared to be out of state plate with a flag on it. When you said in here that I was going to give you 1,000, do you think that was 1,000 for?
He said $1,000. I don't know. I was going to give you $1,000.
Okay.
When I said no, that he wasn't going with them.
Okay.
So that's
blue car. Do you know any more information about the car?
It was just like it was quick because I just saw it over there. I didn't I tried to read it and it looked like the plate was on the right side and there was the numbers for whatever the plate was on the left side. We work at I was a case manager for the ACT team for crisis, and in my head I start playing through scenarios like, okay, what could have happened, what could in those different situations, and
right,
it felt rehearsed, like he knew,
like he was
gain the interest, show this is somebody my dad can talk to.
Anything else that he said that you can remember that might be relevant?
That was pretty much the extent of the
Okay. All right. And we have, so you live at, this is the best number or cell to get a hold of you. Plain. What did you say you do?
I do credit recovery. I'm an instructional aide, but I do credit recovery and I work with our expelled kids. So.
Oh, okay. So, but it's Sioux Glad Oak, so.
Yeah, and this is number, not the district number.
Okay. So, Officer went over to, I believe it was the Maslin Target, and this guy was inside there, kind of acting bizarre, and they basically called Maslin police to do like a welfare check almost on him, and he just got there, he detained him. We're going to charge him with it's a misdemeanor of the first degree, unless we're running a criminal history on him. If he has a prior conviction for that, it would elevate it to a felony. Okay. So, but we'll see if anything comes back out of Indiana, if that's where, that appears to be where he's from, is the Indiana. So, you may get a follow-up call tomorrow from our detective bureau on this. I'm going to let the lieutenant know about it tonight, so he's aware of what's going on. And you did the right thing by letting us know. Obviously, the sooner, sooner the better. And it just worked out that he was still in the area in Maslin, and I mean, he could have got on the highway. Who knows where? It's
one of those weird things. Like, do I call right now in front of my son, or do I
get
him to my wife? Call and
right. So, but regardless, you still passed on the information. We were able to get some video of the plate and stuff. Even though we can't get all the video tonight from Sheets, we were able to at least see enough to get some basic information to confirm that it's him.
Okay.
So, the owner of that vehicle, which had an Indiana plate on it, so it was a blue Volkswagen. I mean,
it was so fast.
You're just trying to, probably had a million thoughts going through your mind at that point. So, but if there's anything else, we'll get a hold of you.
Okay.
Anything I didn't think of or a detective has questions about. I don't know if there was anyone else out there at the time that would have heard that or seen it, but
I don't remember seeing anybody out of their car.
Yeah. So, but okay. Well, John, I'm sorry I had to meet like this, but
right.
Thank you for coming in and giving us this statement for right now. And like I said, if you need to get a copy of the report after he's booked in tomorrow, you can always get a copy of the report.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So, all right. Thank you.
As the father completes his statement, officers also examine how the interaction began. According to his account, the suspect initially asked for directions to a bowling alley, a seemingly harmless question which served as the starting point of the conversation. That detail becomes important to investigators because it introduces a pattern that's often seen in cases involving suspicious approaches to minors. First establishing a neutral conversation with the adult and then shifting attention toward the child. Determining whether that progression happens spontaneously or intentionally becomes part of the analysis, which will help to define the exact nature of the offense.
Am I allowed to speak to you?
You can, but not right now, okay?
Okay.
The only reason I say that is because I want you to make sure that we get back to station and we. Here, give me 1 second.
Is it the same?
Yeah, I was gonna say you guys should all be the same. Yeah, perfect. Thank you. All right. I do want to talk to you, okay?
Okay.
But we just have to wait till we get back to the police department, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, buddy. What's your name?
My name's Adam Prather.
Okay, very good. Adam, did you currently live in Indiana?
Yeah.
And you live here now?
I own a farm in Indiana.
Okay, very good. Gotcha.
Yeah, it's paid off in full.
Okay. Just I won't ask you anything more from that till we back station, all right?
Okay. Are we going to be able to make sure my car's locked or?
Yep, it's going to be towed.
Oh, okay.
So it'll be secure in an impound lot.
Okay.
Sir, are the keys in there currently?
Yes, they should be. Yep.
Very good. Thank you, sir.
Oh, my wallet. Oh my God, I don't have my wallet. I forgot. I didn't get my wallet on there. Hey, sir.
Yes,
you have
sir.
to pull up pretty hard on that trunk, and also,
yeah,
my wallet is.
I got it right here.
Oh, thank God, you're awesome.
Yep, I got it for you, everybody.
Thank you.
You said you have to pull hard up on the trunk?
Yeah, try to pull a little harder, maybe.
Okay.
It's probably pretty tight. Sir? Sir?
Yeah, buddy.
Would you mind getting the registration out of the passenger door? Because they probably will not give me that back. The car back without it. It's in the side panel of the door, the passenger door.
Everything's on the tow sheet.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Your name, all the vehicle information that you're the owner, that you've been notified. So.
Okay.
Yeah, everything's there. So you won't have no problems when time comes to get back.
Okay.
And you're gonna have your ID with you too.
Okay. That should be in my wallet.
Yep, I already got one here, right here for you. All right, my man.
Yes, sir. Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I'm pretty athletic.
Yep, just watch your step right there.
Tired. I'm glad. If he's taking me, I guess he's taking me to jail.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes, I get to sleep. Yeah, I'm up here doing charity work, man.
Okay.
I'm giving away $300,000 to the community, and this is what I do. But they're all going to be, especially that guy, because he lied right there in front of me, and then he admitted it because I caught him on it.
Gotcha.
It's on camera. He read it to where he tried to catch me and saying that I offered the guy $1,000 for the kid. No. No. And then he read it again. The second time he said, oh, I see it says, because I would never admit to it. I was like, no, that's not what happened. What are you talking about? Whoa. I would never. I've got 4 kids of my own, actually. I'm a Christian. I'm a man of God, and I come up here to serve the Lord. That's all I'm here doing, guys. Mm-hmm. I am worth $1.6 million.
Awesome. Yeah.
And you guys are being super nice, and you might get some.
Okay. I can't accept your money, but
why can't you?
That's nice of you.
If I mail it to you, what are you going to do? If I dump a suitcase in your yard, what are you going to do? I'll chase you down in that cruiser.
Yeah.
With a suitcase full of money, what are you going to do? You going to refuse it?
Yeah, we got
I'm going to pass this so you pull me over and I throw it at you.
I don't know, man.
I thought about getting those little, just little, what are those little, like pop things? They're not really like a lot of, you put cash in it, just walking down the street, and just like have one pop out of the back pocket just to go walking.
Yeah.
I want to get some of those off Amazon.
Where'd you get all the money from?
I'm retired, dude. I do all for myself. I'm Prather & Sons Construction Incorporated in Indiana.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a huge construction company.
Thank you.
All interior custom stuff. I'm picky as shit. So like everything's perfect, like for the most part.
Yeah.
I don't mean to sound like a narcissist or nothing, but I mean I kinda am a narcissist, and I'll admit that, but so is Trump. And Trump's a businessman, and guy have to be. You gotta be confident. If you want to do something, you gotta be confident and say, I can do it. You guys will not believe this story, how I got up here. So I was in Cincinnati. The only reason I was in Cincinnati is because I was getting my spine, MRIs on my spine, which I got all the CDs in my car. That being impounded, that they illegally arrested me for. That being the guy, the other department, those guys detained me illegally. I said, what law did I break? Because I was handing money out at Target. I said, what law did I break? Well, we need to see your ID to see who you are. I said, well, why? What law am I breaking? He said, well, we just need to see who's out here. I said, well, did I send him I detained? He said, no. I said, well, then you're dismissed. I'm going to get my gas can and walk up there and get gas and put it in my car and I'll leave. And the guy standing behind her said, oh no, get your ass out of the car. Turned me around, put me cuffs. I didn't do nothing. So yeah.
Yeah, we can't attest to what they did.
I know you can't because you didn't see it, but it's on their camera. You might have his job. Woo! That's a good one. So, do you guys live around here all your life, or just did it? Like, was this like I guess it'd be like a suburb of Cleveland?
No, we're about an hour south of Cleveland.
Oh, so it's not quite there. It's not.
Canton.
Okay, so it's not that close. I thought it was a little closer than that, like 30 minutes or something. Okay. So that's like from my house to Indy, about the same, about an hour. 64 miles, something like that.
Sounds about right. Where at in the Indy area?
Oh, I live in Indianapolis. I live in Ripley County. Ripley County is in the southeast corner. It's about 45 minutes west of Cincinnati.
Okay.
Yep. And the only reason I'm here, I was telling you earlier, because I was at Christ Hospital in Cincinnati, and they referred me up here to the Cleveland Clinic. So I left there and had to drive here because I have a fracture in my L5.
By this point, officers had already identified the man who was detained as Adam William Prather, age 41, a resident of Ripley County, Indiana, a rural area located several hours away from where the incident occurred. His presence in Jackson Township was not immediately explained in early police reports. Officers were able to locate the suspect thanks to two key elements: the vehicle description provided by the father and the security footage from the gas station, which had helped to confirm the vehicle's model and capture the license plate number. With that information, officers were able to locate the vehicle a short time later at a nearby target where Prather was still in the area.
I hold people accountable. That's my job. It's supposed to be your job too, but I done nothing wrong. You guys did. Big trouble. It's $1 million a minute, by the way, that I'm in these cuffs. I hope that's all on recorded right now. It'll all be documented anyways. $1 million a minute is what I'm suing for. $1 million a minute. It's going to be filed. Is there any way I can go to a mental health facility? Actually, first question, I may not have to. First question is, does the jail administer the medication that I have? They do everything. Okay, that's all I wanted to make sure. Then it will be fine then. Because, back in Indiana, when I had that first thing, that first charge was like 9 years ago. It was just that forgery that I had. I got 8 years probation because I can't be in jail because in Indiana because they don't administer any kind of controlled substance in jail in Indiana. Indiana is like super, like if you get caught with a pot seed in your car, it's 30 days automatically in jail. It's crazy over there. So, yeah, so that's, no, I mean, I know you don't do pot in jail. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying like my Adderall and stuff like that for my ADHD and my Lexapro and stuff. That's all I was checking out. Successful completion of 8 years probation, by the way. Not one mess up. Nobody can do that. That's hard. Because if you get a ticket, they can put you in jail. They can revoke you over a ticket if they want to. If they want to be a prick about it. They typically won't, but they'll give you a second chance a lot of times. But they really could if they wanted to. The county officials in my county are going to have this place, oh my gosh. I don't even know what's going to happen from my county, what they're going to do to these up here. It didn't be on national news. I know that. You'll be the main star. Telling people why you don't want $1 million, why you don't need it. They're gonna hit you with some tough questions. I hope you're ready to answer them. You better be ready to answer them. That's all I got to say. And don't lie, because you say you go to church. You're a Christian. Don't lie one time, because I'll call you out on them. And it's all on camera, okay? You understand? I had a feeling this was going to happen, and I'm kind of glad it is, because I can give all this money that I sue you guys for to the homeless down here, because that's exactly what I'm doing with it. I don't need it. I'm going to set up cash bombs down at Hall of Fame Park where all the homeless are and just blow them up, full of $100 bills from this county for wrongfully arresting me. And you being the main culprit, lying about what you said, and you read it the second time, and you know when you read it the second time that it did not sound like what you said the first time. I did not offer that guy $1,000 for his kid. Are you out of your mind? I've got 4 of my own, and my fiance has 5. We are an incredible church-going family. Bridge of Hope Worship Center, Milan, Indiana. Look it up. Pastor. It's a huge church out there. I'm part of it. I'm part of that church. I help with the kids in that church. You want to call? I don't mess with no kids. Come on.
With the suspect now identified and detained, the investigation moves into a more formal stage within the Stark County judicial system. The initial charge filed by authorities is specifically designed to address situations whereby an adult attempts to establish inappropriate contact with a minor, even if the incident does not escalate into an abduction or a violent offense. For that reason, cases like this do not depend solely on whether physical harm occurred. The statute is intended to intervene before potentially dangerous behavior escalates into something far more serious. At that point, investigators focus on consolidating the evidence and preparing the case for review by the prosecutor's office.
Sorry for my language. I'm just upset right now. I should have said that. God forgive me for that. Do not say the F word. It's no room for it here. No profanity. Sorry, Jesus. Forgive me, God. I didn't mean to say that. Hopefully he forgives this guy, this gentleman up here, or he asks for forgiveness at least. Or maybe he'll have it in him to say, hey, you know what? I ain't even going to turn this into prosecutor because it's dumb. This is so dumb. He made me laugh. This guy's actually giving people money in this community and helping the homeless and helping people. And the only people he could find in the community was 2 bums, 2 homeless guys, or no, 3 homeless guys, and a head. That's unbelievable that they help more than you police and your public officials. That is outrageous. All you want to do is arrest me instead of helping me. They wanted to help me. What is wrong with you people? I don't think you do go to church. I think you got Kamala Harris disease. You got Kamala Harris disease. You caught it. You caught the disease. The further north you go, the more Democratic it is. You caught it, the Kamala Harris disease. Jeez, oh, calm down. I need to calm down. I need some water. Anyways, I'll leave you alone, sir. I just think you ought to hear those plugs because this is outrageous, and you know it is. You know it is. You thought it was just because of the pants, you thought I was a creep, but you can go online and look up pro bowlers. We all wear this attire, honey. We all wear it. It sucks. So you gonna arrest guys in Speedos because they're on a swim team? Huh? You arresting guys in Speedos because they're on a swim team? What about wrestlers in singlets? Are you arresting it? Are you arresting them? Are you arresting wrestlers in singlets that wrestle in high school with each other and touch each other? Are you arresting them? You know you're wrong, sir. Would you admit it? Would you admit to me right now that this is wrong? Please, for the love of God. If you don't, I swear this county will have hell to pay. This is wrong. And you know it is. Can't just assume somebody's fluky. Oh, yes, sir. You're welcome. Yeah, if you tell me to shut up, I'll shut up. If you need to talk, or if you don't want to hear me, tell me to shut up. But as long as I'm not bothering you and you're just listening, and you don't tell me to shut up, I'll probably keep talking because that's what I do. I talk a lot. I like to talk to people. These people in here are probably going to get a kick out of me, because I'll probably make them all millionaires too. Take the county's money and give each inmate $1 million so they can get their life straightened out. I think I'll do that. That's what I'm doing. That's exactly what I'm doing. That's a good idea. I come up with such good ideas when people are doing me wrong. How are you like that? All the people you arrested, buddy, you're going to be a millionaire. Huh? Is that all right with you? I'll pay everybody's probation off in here too. Just to show you that people can do good. You don't have to criminalize everybody. Just because you think it's your job and you think you have a power trip.
All right, my man. We're going to get out, and we're going to walk right over to the door.
Hey,
just stand right here for me,
I
okay?
apologize to you again because I got a little excited.
Okay, just stand right there for me, please.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
I won't move an inch.
Although the case had begun with a charge of criminal child enticement, the judicial process ultimately resulted in a different outcome. During the proceedings, prosecutors attempted a plea agreement that would reduce the charge to inducing panic, an offense that focuses on conduct that causes public alarm or prompts an emergency response. As part of that agreement, Prather was sentenced to 23 days in jail suspended, a $200 fine, 40 hours of community service, and 5 years of probation. The court also ordered that he have no contact with the victim or the victim's family and commit no related offenses during the supervision period. Although the incident began as an investigation into an attempt to lure a 4-year-old child into a public space, the case ultimately concluded without a jail sentence being served. Instead, it ended with a long period of supervised probation, an outcome that sparked discussion within the community about how the justice system handles behavior that, even without physical harm, still represents a potential risk to children in public places.
One for a rainbow, one for Amanda.
Who you playing with, sweetie?
Amanda.
Who are you?
I'm Amanda. I'm 6, and I love unicorns.
Sexual predators are seeking kids online.
We don't know Amanda.
Learn how to report abuse at end-violence.org/protect.